Hi, welcome to another ICD video. I'm Corey Feist, Senior Program Specialist with the ICD National Office. In today's video, we are going to discuss the financing of a local ICD program. This will include how funds are generated, how to plan for spending, what funds can be spent on, how bills get paid, and ways to track the finances of the program. Before we dive in, we need to talk about financial responsibility. Local Joint Committee co-chairs, local Joint Committee members, and site coordinators all have an important role and need to share financial responsibility for the program. It's everyone's responsibility to ensure that spending does not exceed the annual budget. Also, there needs to be some checks and balances in place, such as periodic meetings or updates so the local Joint Committee can be informed on all expenditures and a clear picture of the program's financial status can be made clear. So as a new local Joint Committee member, you may be asking yourself, just how are funds generated for a program? During bargaining negotiations, the company and union agree to a funding rate. Most ICD programs are funded at either 15 cents or 10 cents per hour worked by a represented employee. Those generated funds are deposited into a working ledger account maintained by the company. You may be wondering, just how much revenue do these funding rates generate for a local program? Here at the ICD National Office, we use some simple math to generate a ballpark estimate. Once again, this method of math is only used for an estimation. Your local company co-chair should be able to supply a more accurate number of total worked hours. So let's do some easy math. We just stated before that the funding rate of 15 cents or 10 cents per hour worked is normally used depending on negotiations. So first, you'll need to find out the funding rate at your location. We start out by figuring how many hours an individual works per year. Once again, this is an estimate. Factors like overtime, layoffs, and vacation time are not taken into account. Working 52 weeks per year at 40 hours per week would equate to 2,080 hours worked by an individual. Now, if we take that 2,080 and multiply it by 15 cents, that would equate to $312 generated per individual per year. Let's now take 2,080 and multiply it by 10 cents. $208 would be generated per individual per year. So now you just need to multiply either $312 or $208 depending on the contribution by the number of active represented workers at your facility. Let's say you have 1,000 workers at your facility. 1,000 workers times $312 would equate to $312,000 per year for a site generating 15 cents per hour. 1,000 workers times $208 would equate to $208,000 per year for a site generating 10 cents per hour. Once again, this is a rough estimate, but this may help you get an idea of the amount of funds your location could possibly generate per year. According to the ICD policy, a program that requires funding from the Career Development Funds must submit an annual plan to the Executive Director of ICD for review and approval. Annual plans should be submitted by October 1st of the year preceding the calendar year covered by the plan. It's the responsibility of the local Joint Committee along with the site coordinator to put together the local annual plan. The annual plan budget is divided up into 4 parts. The first page is often referred to as the cover page. This page contains established goals created by the local Joint Committee for the program, number of USW represented employees, amount of funds requested in 4 categories, including tuition assistance, education and training, administrative, capital expense, and the signatures of both co-chairs and the USW and company level representatives. Once again, the completed plan, including all signatures, is sent to the ICD National Office in Maryville, Indiana for approval. The second page of the plan is referred to as the itemized budget summary. Here is where each line item has a dollar amount assigned. The program can then use these approved funds to purchase specific items for the program, in example, equipment, supplies, marketing materials. Funds will come out of the budget to pay for instruction of customized classes. The site location can also hire and pay the salary of a site coordinator. There are numerous expenses that the program will encounter from day-to-day operation. Also, there is a glossary that gives an explanation for each line item. This glossary is helpful when trying to determine under which line items you will place budgeted expenditures. The annual plan also has a boilerplate narrative. Any local joint committee may add additional narrative or explanation to their plan. And finally, the course grid. This course grid is completed with potential customized classes that will be offered during the budget year. Additional information about each class is provided. Once the plan is approved by the ICD Executive Director, an approval letter will be sent to those individuals who signed the plan along with the site coordinator. In most cases, the company accounting department will hold and maintain the funds generated by the program. So when an invoice is received by the program, the invoice will need to be forwarded to the company accounting department with proper signatures for payment. The site coordinator has access to the ICD database. The coordinator is responsible for entering class activities and financial information. The ICD database has the capability of generating many reports, including a funding summary report. This report shows the approved funding, program funds that have been committed, and funds that have been expended. This can be a helpful report for those overseeing the program. Funds that are budgeted for a specific year and not spent go into a reserve status. Each participating company is responsible for creating a Conway letter. This letter states the quarterly financial contributions to a local program, funds spent, and current fund balance. The Conway letter should be sent to the USW International President, with copies going to the Union Chairman of the Negotiating Committee, to the Union Co-Chairs of each local joint committee, and to the Executive Director of ICD. So today we talked briefly about the finances of a local career development program and the financial responsibility a local joint committee and site coordinator must exhibit. If you have any questions about what you saw today, please feel free to contact any ICD staff member at the ICD National Office. Also, feel free to browse our website.